Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stardom Review. I am your co-host, Andrew C. Right over here, it's the Taco Princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I am doing great, Andre. It's been a busy freaking day, busy freaking weekend. Just got my nails done. I'm feeling pretty. Can't complain, except for I didn't hit the gym today, which is kind of a big complaint, actually.
Isn't that 2 days in a row for you now? What the heck?
You hit it for me. That's all we did.
Yeah,
How are you doing
today? I'm doing great. Had a great weekend. Saw you twice and then over this weekend, and hung with a bunch. We hung out with our friends, watched some great wrestling. I don't know. It was a good weekend. Got a good workout in. A couple good workouts in. I'm happy.
Jealous. Today's supposed to be a back day.
You should be jealous, but we're here to talk some Stardom. We're here to talk some Stardom from the 5-Star Grand Prix show from September 23rd. But before we do that, we want to thank each and every one of you, because we do appreciate all the love you guys give us, all the likes on the videos, the subscribes to the channel, the comments in down below. We love talking to you guys and responding to you guys. Lots of great comments coming in. And also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello. But one more thing before we get into it, we got some new shirts.
Got the hardcore Barbie shirt over here, repping Mariah May.
I got the Fighting Princess shirt. Yeah, just in time
for her face. I mean, there is an image back there, but you get hardcore Barbie on the titties.
Yeah, just in time for Mariah May to leave Stardom. Which makes me sad.
Yeah. That's a sad day. But hey, you know what? She made it to her niece's birthday. So good for her. Got a nice, good travel time. Made it to the UK in time. Celebrate with her little one. So that's good.
But we'll talk more on her departure later this week when we drop our review of the 5-Star Grand Prix finals. But because we're not quite there yet, we're time September 23rd, 5-Star Grand Prix. We kick it off with Ami Sourei versus Yuna Mizumori. Again, fun little opening match. These two have some good chemistry together. Yuna trying to knock Ami down, but can't. Ami ends up dropping Yuna, but Yuna ends up getting like a bunch of roll-ups. Julia is watching in picture. They show her in picture watching this match, because there's that little stuff from last time of is she going to give Ami Sourei a title match? Ami beating up on Yuna, gets that high angle Boston Crab. Yuna gets the ropes, but then Ami gets the spinning Samoan. Yuna gets a sliding lariat. Ami hits the suplex and the headhunter for 2. Then gets the blue thunder bomb, hits like a thunderbolt, and in 6 minutes and 1 second, Ami Sourei gets the win. And then after the match, she goes to the floor and she starts fighting with Julia.
Yes. Just before it gets broken up by Hanako, who was that next match. But the only few things I wanted to note in this one, Ami cut her hair. She went from having that long, beautiful blonde hair, cut it all off again. Nice extreme kind of difference for her. We've been talking about how she has been almost emulating Julia a little bit, going through these extreme look changes, and I gotta say, I like it. I like how she is kind of going back and forth. It's nice to see Buttercup looking like Buttercup. Ami really overpowered Yuna in this match. I mean, Yuna did put up a tremendous fight, but this was definitely the Ami Sourei show. The power bomb that she set up for that the pin attempt, which she then flips over into that high angle crab, is just so perfect the way she does it, because it's like she arranges it so that when they kick out, the momentum of the kick out feeds into her Boston Crab there. I really, really like how she does that. Got nothing else to say on this one. This was a fun opener.
Yeah, because she always does that the fold up cover where she like pushes the leg over them, so when they push up, she can just grab and turn. I like that. I love that. Grab and twist. But yeah, I love the transition there. Yeah, great one, Mel.
Come on.
We move on. We get so Julia and Ami are fighting, and then it cut after they got broken up, and then it cuts right back in, and it shows Hanako out of the ring, because she was one of the people that came down to help break up these two fighting. So Hanako got in the ring, and Julia makes her way in. Hanako unloading forearm, but Julia gets a snapmare into a double arm bar. Julia tosses Hanako by the hair, stomps a mud hole in her in the corner, just cranking those boots into her midsection. Julia beating up on Hanako pretty good till she gets caught, and Hanako gets a scoop slam for 2. Hanako hits a running boot in the corner, gets the big old suplex for 2, then applies the Boston Crab, but Julia does get to the ropes. Hanako really getting to show off her power here. And again, a really experienced person too, which is nice to see it more than just a Miyu or some lower card people. It's nice to see her in this. Hanako gets Julia up on her shoulders, but Julia slips out, gets the rear naked choke, but gets tossed off, but she gets a roll up for 2. Julia hits the DDT for 2, then goes to the top, hits the dropkick for 2, then transitions the pin into the STF, and Hanako is forced to tap out. So after the match, Ami comes in to check on Hanako, and then her and Julia start shoving each other and hitting each other, and it's just a big old rivalry going on here.
Yeah, and Ami never really actually left ringside. She was down in Hanako's corner there that whole time.
Well, it did show,
yeah.
It did show a picture of her like walking towards the exit at one point, so I thought she left.
I think she just looped back around because you could see her little blonde head kind of gophering up every once in a while throughout the match in Hanako's corner. Yeah, the first part of this match was definitely more of Julia outsmarting Hanako, really working those transitions that she's become very, very, very good for, and the submissions and stuff. The second part was the Hanako show where she was just yeeting Julia around, and it looked really, really good. I really enjoyed it. Poor Hanako tapping out for a good hot minute in that STF before the ref noticed. I was kind of like, bruh, she's tapping.
I was like, dude, like, she's supposed, you're supposed to watch for tap outs, bud. Come on.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there like, she's just sitting there like freaking playing an instrument on her freaking, like drumming on her leg and on her face. And just nothing. Ref was just like, oh.
It was a weird one. It was a weird one. I don't know.
It was.
Yeah.
But yeah, the slapping the shit out of each other afterwards between Ami and Julia is just, it's really ramping up their feud. I really enjoy that. I like the story that's being told with that one.
And I love how Julie's making her earn this. She's gonna come out, watch her wrestle. She's gonna make her earn this title shot.
And we'll talk about that on another video.
We will. We move on. Tag team match. Sorry. It stars Koguma and Saida taking on Megan Bayne and May Sarah. May and Koguma dance together at the start. Then they trade pinfalls and do like a little bit of high speed stuff. Koguma and Ida double team May with the splashes and like dropping on her. Ida gets a slam, the sliding shoulder block, and the jumping elbow to May for 2. Koguma comes in and she gets the little stomps on the rope. So she's, I love those. I love her stomps on the rope. Corner splash and then the cutter by Koguma for 2. Then she hits a DDT, and she goes for a pin. But this is where Bayne comes in and just like just tosses her off of her, grabs May, and just drags her to the corner to tag in. I'm like, all right, I respect it. She's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get myself in this match.
What was more hilarious too is the ref just beaking at her the whole time, and she's just like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah. Bayne gets Koguma up on her shoulders, then Ida comes out of the corner with a cross body, but she catches her and then just yeets them both over her head, and gets a 2 count on Koguma. Ida trying the shoulder blocks when she got tagged in, just nothing. Goes for the speed chops, but just nothing. And Bayne just lariats the shit out of her. Bayne misses a senton, and Ida gets her sliding lariat for 2. Stars double teams Bayne, but Bayne just comes back and just lariats the crap out of both of them. Just bang. Ida fights back, but Bayne hits the power slam for 2. This is where Bayne picks up May, tosses her onto Koguma on the floor, and the rest of the stars that are out there, and then picks up Ida, hits the choke bomb, and Ida takes the pin. Made me kind of sad.
Yeah. as this match was a weird one for me because I wasn't quite sure if it was meant to be a serious match or if it was meant to be a comedy match or just like that happy medium of the two. It kind of felt like the happy medium of the two, which we don't really get a lot in Stardom. We get that more in NJPW. So it's interesting to see here. What I thought was hilarious was the one point where Ida turned around to try to knock Bane off of the apron, and Bane just kind of looks down at her chest, looks at Ida, and just rocks her so hard that she just goes flying across the ring and out the other side. That was just a funny little spot to me, and that's where I was kind of like, oh, this is a comedy match, because holy shit. Yeah, Bane grabbing Koguma and doing that German right off of May in that pin attempt was just insane. That was a yeet. And then dragging May over to the corner was just kind of been what May's purpose is when she tags with Bane. She starts everything and like does what she can, and then Bane comes in and wrecks everything, including May, because one of their moves is her yeeting May onto the opponent. And just that's Bane picking up a win. It's insane how strong that woman is. The shoulder blocks Ida was doing on Bane, really freaking hilarious, actually, because we know how strong Ida is, and we know how strong and like just good she is.
Yeah.
But like the size difference between her and Bane was hilarious, because Ida's jumping to throw her shoulder blocks and like literally throw all of her weight into Bane, and is literally just bouncing off of her boobs even when she's jumping.
Because she can't even get up to the height of her shoulder.
No, she's just bouncing her face off of Megan Bane's boobs. And like serving is great airbags, apparently, but man, then those chops just super ineffective, and we're not used to seeing that from Ida, because despite her diminutive size, she really is a mighty mouse within the Stardom roster. She is tiny, but she is freaking mighty. That woman is jacked as all hell, and she's strong as all hell, and she's fast as all hell. And the size that she has usually makes her very, very dangerous, especially against someone like Bane. She could run circles around her, but just Bane wouldn't let her. Yeah, Bane kind of laid waste to everything in this match, and I kind of live for it. I really, it's not always something I enjoy seeing, but when it's done properly, it is a privilege and a treat to see, and they're doing it properly with Megan Bane. Last thing I want to say is I like the knuckle. Little knuckle that May was actually able to get out of Bane again.
Bane was so reluctant on that, though.
Reluctant. But we love the May, and it's hard to not love little May. So you knock her when she asks.
Yeah. So we move on. Fourth match of the evening is a tag team match. It stars Hanan and Mayu Iwatani taking on, for the last time for at least a while, Club Venus is Mariah May and Waka Tsukiyama teaming up for the last time. What's going to be a while. Makes me sad.
Yeah.
May has made some insinuations on social media posts that she may be back. We don't know. I hope if she does go to like AEW that she has the ability to come work Stardom a bit throughout the year, which would be nice. But you never know.
I mean, I've said it before in regards to the AEW Impact ROH stuff. It sucks that we lose this person potentially, because we don't really know where she's going. We just know that she's going somewhere else. It sucks for us as fans of Stardom, losing someone who we've literally just been introduced to and didn't even get for a year, especially when we watched her grow. Like I mentioned it before, when we first started seeing her, we're like, she's beautiful, she's got that look, but something is missing with the flow of the first couple of matches. But after that second match, man, that girl just kicked it up into high gear and has become such a valuable and important member of the Stardom roster. So yeah, again, as I said, it sucks that we're losing her. However, if she does end up somewhere like AEW, if she does end up somewhere like Impact, if she does end up somewhere like ROH, this opens up the opportunity not just for her, but as we've seen through several other indicators like United Empire, we have been able to get Aussie Open, Will Ospreay performing on AEW. I believe TJP also performed on AEW, didn't he, for one of the openers? Like the dark matches for one of the last shows we saw?
I don't remember.
Am I mistaken about that?
No.
Oh, was that Multiverse? I think that was Multiverse, actually.
That was Multiverse he was on.
But still, aren't they? Impact is connected to AEW, sort of.
There's associations, right?
Like, yeah, they might be loose associations, but they're associations regardless. It opens up opportunity for us to see other members of Club Venus, like Waka Tsukiyama, like Mina Shirakawa. We could see the reuniting of Zaya Brookside and Mariah May. We could see Jessie coming over here as well.
Hanan's her best friend, so let's hope.
We could see Stars start coming over. Hey, I mean, how awesome. I mean, we've seen Stars and Club Venus fight clearly on Stardom. How awesome would it be to see a faction battle between Stars and Club Venus on AEW?
Yeah.
It sucks, but it has potential.
Oh, very much so. Very much so.
Let's get into this match before we go too long.
Yeah. So May intros Club Venus. She intros herself. She intros Waka, and then she intros Hanan. And then Mayu comes in, waiting. It's like, I'm gonna get intro too, and May just gives the mic back to the announcer and walks away. And you can see like the disappointment on the face of Mayu from that. She was like, oh, she was like legitimately disappointed. It was great.
Yeah. She kind of pouted a little bit.
Yeah. Hanan and May go to start hugging each other at the start of the match, and Waka comes in. He's like, no. She just breaks up the hug. I'm like, wow.
A little jealous
there. Stars double teams Waka early. They get the sandwich drop kicks, and Mayu gets a hard peek. Or sorry, Club Venus double team Hanan first with the sandwich drop kicks, and then Stars come in and do it to Waka, and then Mayu gets his hard PK to the back of Waka, just Surrey level. Yeah, Surrey level right there. May gets in, she gets the speed chops in the corner, puts Mayu up top, and hits the double chop. Then the Stratus Rana into the second rope drop kick for 2. Mayu gets May on the ropes, and Hanan gets the body splash, and then a running back elbow for 2. The friends have a nice striking exchange, but May hits a big boot to the face. Mayu kicks Waka in the back of the head. Hanan hits a famouser for 2. Waka gets her Waka ride, as I like to call it, on Hanan. But Hanan does get to the ropes. May hits a boot in the ropes, and Waka hits the Oblivion to Hanan, and then the straight jacket slam for 2. Hanan catches Waka with a fall-away slam bridge for 2 out of nowhere. Hanan gets another famouser, then hits the bridging backdrop driver, and Hanan gets the win. After the match, like, May ends up like pushing Hanan like at first, and then they end up shaking hands. But it was like okay, she's like, oh.
Well, I mean, you know how some of us friends get, because you were like this yesterday, just antagonizing your friend, and your friend's just like, hey,
I would never do that.
Stop that.
What are you talking about? I would never do that.
I think our good friend Humanoid would disagree.
Oh, yeah, that. Okay. Okay, I did.
Yeah. And I'm sure he wanted to shove you like Mariah May shoved Hanan, but it is what it is. Friends get over it. They still love each other. They still tried to kidnap her after the match, so.
It's true.
Yeah, this was a solid match. I didn't get anything less from these women. I'm pleasantly surprised to see Hanan pick up a win in this. We've mentioned it before with Waka. I'm disappointed, Stardom, that we are going back to the Waka lose streak. She's worked hard, and she's kind of give her some freaking wins, please. Thank you.
Yeah, you gotta give her actions again. I am a little disappointed by the fact that she keeps taking the pinfalls.
Yeah. There's no reason why. I mean, we've seen it with Mariah. We've seen it with Mina. You know, they're willing to put themselves in that situation. You know, Waka needs to be able to pick up some wins. She can't be the Brooklyn Brawler of Stardom right now. We don't need that.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. We move on. 6-woman tag team match. Oedo ties Natsuko Tora, Ruaka, and Starlight Kid taking on God's Mirai, Shuri, and Saki Kashima. Saki going up against her old team. Saki still looks out of place. The gear color just looks weird. It just still looks off. Test of strength with Tora Mirai. Tora did win. Mirai tossed over the top, sent into the chairs. Then all members of God's Eye are sent into the chairs. Tora runs Mirai into the post. Or sorry, Ruaka sends Saki into the post. I apologize. Then Starlight Kid and Ruaka double team Mirai in the ring, and Tora hits the mist. Tora slams Mirai, gets a senton for 2. Tora gets a camel clutch. Starlight Kid drop kicks Mirai in the face. Mirai fights back, hits a lariat Starlight Kid, who ends up DDTing. Like, she gets her in the combo, and like she lariats Starlight Kid, who DDTs Tora. I always love those little, when you attack one person, makes them hurt their partner. Saki and Suri double team Tora, but Saki ends up bulldogging Suri by accident. I guess. They trip up Tora, and they hit the sandwich kicks. Mirai gets the drop kick and the elbows, the lariats in the corner, and Ruaka hits the top rope drop kick for 2. Or Mirai gets the top rope drop kick for 2. I messed that note up. Ruaka lariats Mirai.
Ruaka doesn't do a top rope drop kick.
Yeah, sorry. Ruaka lands a lariat on Mirai on the top on the ropes, and then Tora hits the cannonball, and Ruaka hits a running splash on the bottom rope for 2. Sam hits lariats by Oedo Tai, and Ruaka hits a suplex for 2. Mirai gets the Miramare, and all of God's Eye gets the submissions on Oedo Tai. Ruaka slams Mirai, misses the freezer bomb. She gets triple team, and Mirai gets the DDT for 2, then hits the crossbody off the top for 2. Mirai then hits the running lariat, then winds up for that big old running lariat. She pins Ruaka. God's Eye gets the win.
So with this match, this one was a little funky for me because in regards to story, there really wasn't one. There's no individuals amongst these teams really kind of feuding with each other, except for Kashima just feuding with Oedo Tai in general because she's no longer a part of them. But what I did enjoy is that the Oedo Tai especially worked really, really hard to make it interesting, bringing them out into the crowd, tossing them in the chairs, introducing the shenanigans. That's something that I always like about Oedo Tai, despite the shenanigan involvement. With God's Eye, I feel like Kashima has kind of added a little something to them, because even though we call them, you know, adoringly the Powerpuff Girls before, it really, I don't want to say they hit flat, but there's sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes a personality issue for me where one of or all of them are not focusing on putting out some charisma or personality, and they're just focusing more on doing the moves and kicking everyone's ass, which I don't have a problem with, especially with Suri. Sometimes I think when she tries to do the personality thing, like when she did with the red belt, it kind of comes off as a missed point. So, you know, Mirai, I think, is doing pretty decently in this run, actually, with the, that was the Wonder of Stardom title, right? I think she's doing pretty well with this run. I don't think her Grand Prix run is as great as it could be, considering she won the Cinderella tournament. However, I'm happy with her placement, and I'm happy that she's picking up some challenges along the way as well. Yeah, I don't have a whole ton to add here. It was a fun match. It wasn't the most exciting match for this show for me, but it was a fun one.
Yeah, very much so. A really fun, strong match, I think. So we move on to Maika versus Mina Shirakawa in the semi-main event of the evening. I was excited for this one very much. So I'm a big Mina Shirakawa fan, and you're a huge Maika fan. So I figured this was kind of the perfect match for us to talk about because we're going to each be on a different side here, I think.
And this is another battle of the crushes for us.
Yeah, definitely. I loved Mina's headband. Super cute.
Yeah.
It looked good. It worked well with her hairstyle.
And she could still do the dance.
Yep, she could. So they get started. Mike is shaking the boobies of Mina when they're in the ropes. It was really weird. I don't know. I laughed. She just grabbed her chest and went like this. I don't know.
I mean, do we really? There's probably no reasoning needed for that, really. It's booby son.
It's booby son. So Mina comes back and gets the drop kick to the knee, sends Micah to the floor. Micah catches a rolling elbow on the apron, suplexes Mina over, and suplexing her onto the apron. I look rough as fuck. Micah gets a camel clutch, attacks the forehead of Mina because she's still bandaged up from where she got cut. Mina fights back with drop kick to the knee again, targets the knee with attacks. Micah slamming Mina, hits a suplex, gets the rear naked choke. Mina gets to the ropes. Mina low bridges Micah over, and Micah brings Mina over. Then Mina ends up slamming Micah knee first into the apron, then slamming the knee on the floor. She keeps targeting the knee in the ring, but Micah stops the figure four. She gets a power bomb. They end up trading shots at the center, but Mina unloads with a flurry. But Micah hits a lariat, then the judo sweep for 2. Micah catches the kick, hits a spin outside slam for 2. Mina reverses a sidewalk slam into an inverted. She goes. I think she was going for her spin off the shoulder sidewalk slam. It's what seemed like what she was setting up for. But Mina turns it into an inverted TDT, and then both are down. Micah comes back, hits a lariat. Mina comes back with a dragon screw, then hits a figure in the figure 4. But Micah gets to the ropes on that one pretty darn quickly. Mina hits a magic screw off the top, using the top rope for 2. Then she hits a spinning back fist, hits the glorious sword, which is the running ensiguri, for 2. Then hits the impaler DDT for 2. Mina sets up, goes for the figure 4 driver, but Micah slips out, puts Mina up on top, hits the superplex, but she only gets 2. Micah then hits a hard-ass lariat, then the power bomb, then gets a stack pin for 2. And then she gets Mina up on her shoulders, but Mina slips off, gets the figure 4 leg lock, and Micah's in trouble. She keeps kind of getting Micah away from the ropes, and she's getting close. And you can hear the announcer on the other side. You can hear him going, and then ding, 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 ding. 15 minutes have expired. Micah and Mina each get 1 point here. Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed with that, but really at this point, that was the only way it could have ended.
Yeah.
These two, by the middle part of this match, they were just throwing haymakers at each other. They weren't even just doing regular strikes. They were just swinging wildly, and I kind of loved it. Because when Micah gets to that point, she's amping up. And same with Mina Shirakawa. That's when that spinning backhand is going to start to come. And man, these two put it out. This was a great match. Mina, that freaking figure 4 has just become pretty much synonymous with her as much as it has with Charlotte Flair. I'd be interested to see a battle of the figure 4s one day.
Yeah.
Interesting match to see. Yeah, this was a really, really fun one. I don't have anything to add to this.
I only want to see that match if Mina wins. I only want to see her versus Charlotte if Mina wins.
The problem is when you have someone as experienced as Charlotte Flair and you have someone as experienced as Mina Shirakawa, who do you pick to win in that? You can't. Can't have
Mina Shirakawa.
No, you can't.
Every single time. I do.
Sir, I know you love her, but you gotta respect the queen, and she got that move from her dad. She's a second-generation superstar and arguably one of the best wrestlers in WWE. That's going to be a hard-fought match for Mina. It would probably end up like this one. It would probably be a draw.
I'd still pick Mina because I've never been a Charlotte fan, so I don't have any will to pick her.
You don't have to be a fan of someone to respect their ability. We both know that very well.
It's very true, but I still don't pick her to win. I will never pick her to win.
That's why she always will. Moving on.
That's me. Main event of the evening, Red Stars division hits Hazuki versus Suzu Suzuki. It's the Ukis going at it. The Ukis. It's the Uki-ish.
Okay, I'll accept it with that.
Fast start. They both boot each other in the face and fall to the mat. Hazuki gets a drop kick, sending Suzu into the ropes, gets a face wash and running boot, then does it again on the other side and gets a 2 count, then hits the scoop slam and senton for 2. Suzu dodges her out of the corner. Hazuki gets Hazuki in the ropes, then hits the nasty German and follows up with the top rope drop kick, then applies the Yokubari lock, but Hazuki gets to the ropes. Suzu, that's the one I think she's tying people up on a ball with. Yeah. I found it's the Yokubari lock. Suzu goes for the drive-by, but Hazuki dodges and sends her to the floor, then hits the suicide dive. Hazuki hits the DDT out of the ropes for 2, then gets a crossface, but Suzu gets to the ropes. Because they did start pretty close to the ropes on that crossface. Hazuki goes up, Suzu cuts her off. Suzu hits a run off the top, but Hazuki comes back with a running boot to the face. Then Suzu comes back with a straight right, and they both drop. They brawl up from the mat, trading forearms. Hazuki unloads, hitting forearms to the back of the head. Then hits a DDT, and then a spin off the shoulder slam for 2. Hazuki gets the MX in the corner, then goes to the top, hits the senton for 2. Hazuki lifts her, but Suzu reverses and gets the tequila roll for 2, and then hits a German. Hazuki comes back with the MX, but Suzu gets a kick, but Hazuki gets a roll up, but then Suzu gets the running knee and gets a 2 count. Suzu hits the tequila shot for 2, then a German, but Hazuki ends up rolling her up when she goes for the second German. So she gets a 2 count there, but then Suzu comes right back, rolling chaos through, which is the German rolled through to the other German, and she gets the win.
A pleasant surprise for me on this one. I definitely thought that this one would actually be more potential to going to a draw than Mike and Mina. Especially the way Hazuki has been performing in the last year. That girl has really, really stepped up, and holy crap, she is one of the hardest hitters and baddest bitches in this company. Like, just bar none. But then you have Suzu Suzuki, which the Suzuki name we've discussed in great, just a lot. She's mean, she's vicious, she's got that angry grandpa kind of streak to her. And this one again, her look changed so drastically from the last look that she had. She literally looked like this picture, but meaner. She had darker makeup on. If I can be honest, when she came out for this match, I saw the Suzu that we were first introduced to. The Suzu Suzuki, who was, one of the front women in Prominence, was savage, vicious, mean, sat there with that just smile on her face as she beat the crap out of you. That was who I saw in this match again. And it was a treat. This was such a hard-hitting match. I absolutely love this. This was a great main event. Tremendous main event. Hazuki worked so freaking hard. I suspect that we're going to start to see a lot more great things out of Hazuki in the next year to come, with the challenge that she was able to do against Mercedes Moné with Azumi. I just think that she's starting to get built a little bit more as a bit more of a powerhouse, especially in Stars and in Stardom. I'm looking very much forward to seeing what she has in the next year.
Yeah, me too. I really want to see her moved up the card, because I think she'd be great moving into that Wonder of Stardom title scene, or into the Strong title scene, or into the IWGP title scene, or
100%.
I don't think she's really ready for the IWGP or the World of Stardom titles yet. But put her into that Wonder division or even that Strong division. Like, I'd love to see her in there, and then have her build up towards the world title and the IWGP title. Like, I really think that'd be great.
Yeah, going against someone like Mirai would be, I think, a very, very good experience for her. But she's also a very beautiful woman. She's got very good music, even though it's not my favorite. And just her style and the wrestling style that she has would be very, very marketable here in North America. So I could definitely see her doing the strong brand as well.
Oh, very much so. I'll quickly go over Suzu's her speech.
Her speech, her promo.
I want to sneeze, but I don't. It's not there. She goes, "I won. I had to win this Suzuki match. Kamitani was absent, and I won unopposed. It was a +2 points. As for the final match, I don't know what will happen in the final match based on the scores of the other guys. But can't you see Suzu Suzuki winning the 5-star? So all the people from Sendai who came out to watch today, and all the people who are supporting Suzu Suzuki, did you know that we will be gathering at Yokohama Budokan on September 30th? Please look forward to Suzu Suzuki's future." And good, great little sign off.
She did so good. I love her.
So I'm going to give a very quick point total as after this night. So after the 23rd, you have Tama Nakano with 11, Mayu Iwatani with 9, Hazuki with 8, Natsuko with 9, Suri with 9, Ami Suri with 6, Natsuka Tora with 12, Starlight Kid with 4, Suzu Suzuki with 10, and Sai Kamitani with nothing, obviously, because she's out of the tournament. Hanan has 2, Utami has 8, Zumi has 8, Julia has 9, Maika has 10, Mirai has 10, Mina Shirakawa has 9, Mariah May has 6, Momo Watanabe has 8, and Sayori Anu has 8. Again, I feel, and it's Mirai versus Maika on the final night. The only people that can possibly get in to the finals would be either Julia or Mina Shirakawa. If either wins, and then Maika and Mirai go to a draw. But I think Julia has losses to Maika and Mirai, so she might already be. I think they talk about it on the 24th, which we will get to on the next episode.
Yeah, you're right.
So I think the only person in this entirety, it's down to really 3 people. Because depending on what Mina's wins and losses are against Maika and Mirai, she could get to 11. If they draw, they all go to 11. And then it would all depend on who places where. So really, this tournament comes down to Maika versus Mirai for the Blue Stars. Yeah. And then you still have Suzu, Tora, and Nakano with 11 or with 10, 11, and 12 points, respectively, that are still in this. Because if Tora doesn't win and Tam doesn't win, and Suzu does win,
wowzers!
Again, then she would tie Tora, so it's all about the tiebreaker. Again, it's all about, and I think she actually might have the win. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the result was there, but it's
which who
over Tora.
Tora beat Suzu.
Okay, so Suzu is mathematically eliminated then, because if she ties Tora, even with Tora loss, she would have 12 points, so she couldn't beat her by a tiebreaker. So the Red Stars is down to Tam Nakano, who has 11. If she wins and Tora loses, she moves on. If Natsuka Tora wins or draws, she's already beaten Nakano. Even if Nakano wins, as long as she gets a draw or wins, she's in the finals. So again, it's going to be an interesting final. And I have been very much avoiding spoilers for that, because I'm going to be watching that in the next couple of days here. So
I regretfully not. I was spoiled.
No spoiling, please don't spoil. But it is time to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you all so very, very much for all the great support you have given us. You can find this guy, me, over on the X, the Mastodon, the Blue Sky, and the Hive at That Candid Guy, the TikTok, the Instagram, and the Threads at That Candid Dude. You can find me coming up later this week, sometime later this week. I don't know what day the new episode will be coming out of Marvel Talk over on twitch.tv/OurLocalEstablishment. Instagram and TikTok at OLA Podcast, and over at youtube.com/@OurLocalEstablishment. Please don't forget to go over to Backbreaker Video. Check them out. Mike Ref, Simoncast, he reposts their stuff a week later. I really do appreciate all the great support that man has given us. Please go over and check that out. Check them out over at youtube.com/@Backbreaker Video. You can find all of Mike's live content at twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. And then you see all the replays of all his Twitch stuff at youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming. Find him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, and their freaking guest, Miss Kayla J.
Kayla J. Love Kayla J.
Melball, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, I'm going to do this a lot slower than I did the last one because there's no spider on my floor. If you want to follow me on the X thing, you can follow me at Collins Melball. You can follow me on everything else, which is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. If you want to check out our local establishment, you can find me on Paramindful, which happens every other Monday with Alex the Werewolf. We're coming back in a couple weeks with a very fun episode, but we did just drop an episode on Monday about the Alaskan Triangles to the sultry voice of Alex the Werewolf, so you want to go check out that. You can also find me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We all talk about things, all women's wrestling, celebrating the ladies within professional wrestling. If you're wanting to watch Stardom Wrestling, you can find our link in the channel description. It is stardom-world.com. It is approximately 999 yen, or approximately $10 Canadian. Shoutouts on spells, but it's actually more like $7.50, $7.30, depending on where your dollar is at that time, but it's still an incredible price to watch some incredible women's wrestling. And dive back into the vault there, you can see some of the AEW women who have come through, the WWE women have come through. We got Toni Storm, Bea Priestley, or as you know her, what is Davenport?
Yeah, Blair Davenport.
Blair Davenport. I always want to say B Davenport. I don't know why. Piper Niven. You can see Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai, lots of fun, Kairi Sane, lots of amazing, talented women you can go check out there. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you for all the thank you for all the support you've given us. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below because we love talking to you, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello.
And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah!